he certainly had to go into it with the strong possibility it would be his last year. So he has to go to a place where he could be comfortable playing a year.
But do you think this weekend that this could be his last All-Star game?
I don't think so, but I don't know. I know that that's a question everybody wants. He again spoke about this last night, and he said that if his body and his mind are engaged, he'll keep going. And I think that's the one thing. We're going to get to the offseason, and LeBron's going to have two questions to ask himself. Is he mentally still into it? And then is he physically still into it? If the answer to those is yes, and he does not know in February what his answer is going to be, maybe in September. But obviously the way you look at him play, especially today, last night, they gave him 2 days off. Look at the difference that he looked with 2 days off. And if you can give him that kind of rest and everything, sure, he can keep going. But the answer is not going to be apparent to him for a while.
Iman, what do you think? Could this be the last time we see LeBron James on All-Star Weekend?
I mean, it very much so is a realistic thing to say it could be his last year any year now. But I agree with Wendy 100%. He's a competitor. He is a guy that has been around taking care of his body for the longevity of it. If you still love the game, it's hard to tell him to walk away. And if you could still put up a triple-double, it's even harder for me to tell you to walk away. So I'm going to just keep on clapping and enjoying it like the Laker crowd should.
You thought he was out of our lives until late summer. Not so fast, my friends. Who else but Paul Feinbaum to join us for this segment? Paul, this has been a long process already, but what does Chambliss getting a 6th year of eligibility mean for college football?
Well, it's significant because he is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Maybe Dante Moore a little bit higher, but he's in the competition, and he also makes Ole Miss a contender. And think about this, Joe. I think it's the 3rd week of the season. Guess who shows up at Vaught Hemingway Stadium in Oxford? The guy that used to be the head coach, Lane Kiffin, bringing his LSU Tigers into town against the quarterback that he really made a star out of nowhere. This young man went to Ferris State. Nobody knew who he was. He barely got to Ole Miss, and he became one of the biggest stars in the country. Ole Miss went to the final play in the semifinals in the Fiesta Bowl against Miami, or had they pulled that one off, they would have been playing for the national championship.
He's going to be right there with Arch Manning when it comes to Heisman Trophy odds, and that matchup against LSU, one of several worth circling on the LSU calendar this year. Why do you think the NCAA let this situation go all the way to the court system?
Well, let me think about it for a second, Joe. They're arrogant, they're haughty, they're supercilious, they think they can do no wrong, and they have one of the worst legal departments I have ever seen. I mean, they did win a case earlier this week in basketball, but they mostly lose in court because they just can't handle themselves. The NCAA attorneys walked out of the court while the judge was reading the verdict. Now, again, they had another case in Knoxville today involving the Tennessee quarterback shooting for his 7th or 8th or 9th year of eligibility. I can't remember which one it is. But the judge admonished them. And by the way, this judge, his verdict